talking
pissed.
to Kim.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, what's up, Mr. West? He walks by, slams the door in my face.
This is the Cats and Pudding Podcast. A melting pot of pudding. And now, here's Jen.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the first ever episode of Cats and Pudding. My name is Jennifer DeLandro, and we are doing our first podcast today. This is amazing. And I have a wonderful guest here, my friend Steve Stanulis.
That's close.
I always say his name wrong.
Stanulis, but that's okay.
Okay,
Why do they call this Cats and Pudding anyway?
Well, because, look, I'm a glamorous girl. I'm always looking great. I always look like Carrie Bradshaw. But at night, it's just cats and pudding for me, baby. That's it. I'm just petting my cats, eating my pudding, stroking them. That's it.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta be honest. When you asked me to be on Cats and Pudding, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. But here I stand.
And I'm glad that you're here.
And the first guest.
I know. That's exciting.
I'm very excited. Totally excited to be here.
So let me ask you something, Steve. Steve is, he's got an amazing story. Steve is a stripper / cop / movie producer / actor.
Right.
And you have a big show that's on Tubi right now, first season, right?
That's correct.
And now you're ready to shoot the next season that I'm going to be in, by the way. I'm excited.
Yes, you are. Yes. Well, just to clarify, I'm not all that today. I started out at Chippendales when I was 18, and then got called by the NYPD. So back then,
you ran in your G-string to take the test?
No. It was a whole crazy story, but I was a cop in the 90s. So there was no social media, so I was able to strip and still be a cop. So they used to say I would take care of the bad guys during the day and the bad girls at night.
Wow.
And then while we did that whole thing, I actually...
you took care of a lot of bad girls at night. I know you
probably
did.
more bad girls at night than bad guys during the day.
I'm sure you made it with more women than made arrests. I guarantee.
Most likely. Right? And then I got into working security with Leonardo DiCaprio back in the 90s when he was like going out every night. And so that's how I got into the whole film industry. So yeah, I mean, it was very Forrest Gumpian type of...
So you kind of just fell into it.
I fell into each thing.
So...
Including the girls at night.
Well, yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Let's have a toast.
Let's have a toast to that. How many women?
Oh,
would you say? Too many to count?
Gene Simmons don't have much of a edge on me.
Wow.
No, that's only because I had the access. It's not that I'm... I just happen to have...
What clubs did you work in?
Wow. Well, we started at Chippendales. Mm-hmm. It was on 61st and 1st. And then we went into the whole circuit. Right. So, people that are old enough, I was at Birch Hill in New Jersey, Club Abyss,
so you were the
Escapes in Long Island. The whole gamut.
So, but how did it work at, as being a police officer and then jumping into, going stripping at night? I mean, right now at this day and age, you would never be able to get away with that.
No, I'd be fired immediately.
But I'm sure, I mean, as many clubs as you were in, so people might have known you and spotted you.
No, and the cool thing was when I was, so I went to college. I met a dude that first day of his class.
They asked you to be a stripper?
No, he happened to work at Chippendales, and I was looking for a job. He's like, I was always into working out. So he's like, would you be interested in going to, working at Chippendales? I'm like, I guess. So I went to the show, and he came out, and it was like 300 girls, and he would randomly hump any girl.
I went to Chippendales. I don't even want to admit it.
Yeah, but he would hump every girl and they would give him money and say thank you. And I'm like...
So are you saying that you got paid for sex?
No. I don't mean physically hump them. I just mean jump on them, do all these different things, and girls would say thanks and put money in his G-string.
Now, meanwhile, you would arrest somebody if they did that in the street on a girl.
Well, I get it technically. But girls are a lot worse than guys. I mean, if you go to a male review,
they're awful.
It's like fresh meat.
I don't even think they're awful. I think they're just out there.
No, girls get crazy.
Well, they let loose when they're out.
Right. When you're in a go-go bar or a strip club.
A go-go? What are we, 1960s?
I know, I'm fucking updating myself.
But
but again, when you go to a strip club, the guys are just kind of laid back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a totally different vibe. So
and going to work at it. Well, I mean, like I said, I don't want to admit it, but I have been to Chippendales. I was at Chippendales.
Why wouldn't you want to admit it? It was
fun.
It's still huge.
It is. It still really is huge right now.
Yeah, it's in Vegas now, but yeah, huge. I mean,
I can't
girls are
believe
still going to get married.
That's true.
Girls are still getting divorced.
Well, if somebody asked you to do a party for them, would you still do it to this day?
That
I
would
mean,
be-
you're still
that
in
would-
great shape.
Yeah,
You're
that
a
would be a little
handsome
tough.
guy.
I'd have to shave again and
Yep.
shave my ass.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you
I don't
shave?
know. I had to.
Well, now you can laser with me now in my office.
I can
now,
actually.
right?
You know what?
Now
I
you don't
didn't
have
think
to-
about that. I can
don't you
plump my
get-
ass
don't
up too, right?
Don't you
No?
get like razor burns on your ass when you do that shit?
You know what it is? I have to have somebody do it for me. I can't shave my own ass. So I actually, I
That's
have.
a job opportunity. Shaving
Yeah,
Steve's
well,
ass.
let's
toast to that. Let's
Yeah.
put
This
that
is to
out there.
not shaving your own ass. This-
Don't shave your own ass.
Thank you,
everybody.
everybody.
That's
yes.
it. That's
No,
it.
but yes. So I gotta have my wife or somebody shave my ass because.
Wait, and your wife is okay with you? Were you
Well,
married?
here's the-
Wait.
all right, yeah. So
Okay, let's go back. because
I
now
was
that-
married numerous times, and
I would,
not that I'm-
I would never think
no,
that
not that
ever.
I'm proud of it.
I
No,
would.
but I'm not that proud of it. But I met, ironically, both of my wives
In the strip club?
at Male Reviews. So
And how was that?
well,
Did she make you strip every night for you
Well, let's
before
talk.
she
I'll talk
married
about
you?
my current wife, so I don't get in trouble. She was at a bachelorette party, at a cousin's bachelorette
Right.
party, and she had seen me at a show years ago. And ironically, at the end of each show, we would take Polaroid pictures. That's, again, dating myself. The girls would come up, we would charge $20, and she would sit on a guy's lap and be surrounded by the guys.
Right.
So she met me years ago.
So she was a photo chick in the club. I used to do that too. I used to make
Well,
some
no,
good
no,
money.
no, no, she just happened to be a patron and
she
sat
was a
on my
patron.
lap and liked me, but I was already married at the time, whatever. Fast forward, she goes to another show and now I'm single, and she's like, "Oh, what, didn't you used to dance and whatever?" So yes, so it was weird because my mother-in-law
Was at the show too.
were all at the shows.
Oh
They all
my
seen my
God.
ass, so it was a weird Sunday.
And they know how big
Macaroni.
your Johnson. They know how big your Johnson
Well,
is. too.
well, again, yes, there was no hiding
Basically.
anything.
Yeah,
so,
you can't hide
so
that.
it was like,
so they're probably like, yeah, you better marry him.
Yeah,
he's
right.
probably got fast swimmers.
They thought I had a tripod. but no, like, see these things in the camera? You can't see them on camera, but yeah, something like this. But anyhow, it's a weird thing to go to a Sunday dinner.
Yeah,
after
especially when your mother-in-law and your
and
wife
the
wants
whole
to have a
family
threesome with you. Yeah, it's a little weird.
has seen you in a thong. You know what I mean? It's definitely an icebreaker. But and again, not to be all over the map. When I first got asked to work for security for Leo,
Was he in the club?
no. But what happened was we had a mutual friend who was his money manager.
The one I know?
Yes.
Yes.
And
We
asked
can't
me
say his name.
No, he asked me to meet DiCaprio. He was interested in work, me working. And I showed up late. And this is 1999, this is right
Yeah.
after Titanic. And I had nothing, I had no ambition to be in the movie industry. And he was like the biggest star in Hollywood, and I'm a stripper cop. So we really have nothing in common, other than I had tore my ACL. So he's like, "Oh my God, I tore my ACL on Basketball Diaries. Do you mind if I see your scar?" So I was like, "Yeah, as
Were
long
you
as you don't
afraid
mind."
you wanted to see something else?
No. But I said, "Sure, as long as you don't mind the G-string I'm wearing." And I pulled my fucking pants down, and I'm sitting in a thong, and that was it. That
You're
broke
sitting
the
in a
ice.
thong. Well,
I'm standing in a
I
thong.
would think that would break the ice.
purple
sitting
thong.
there in a thong.
Purple thong.
That's my color.
And
by the way.
then I broke the ice, and I became Leo's guy.
I
and
say
whatever
you
he did,
not
I
only
did.
broke the ice, you freaking destroyed the ice.
I
with
kicked
that.
right through. But
Yeah.
the point was, and then I just started working with him on a regular basis.
Is he a nice guy?
He's great if you know him. I mean, he's got a circle of people,
Mm-hmm.
and once you're in that circle, he's awesome. He's a great guy.
And I don't see him going to strip clubs. I don't see him as that guy.
No, he didn't.
For some reason, he's like-
you don't need to go to strip club. But again, I was there in the 99 where he was going out every night.
Right.
So it was cool
Well, he
because
was a kid. I mean, he was
right. I'll have to give you a picture maybe later of us 99 together.
I think I saw that picture.
Yeah, and again, we went out every night, and I got to literally do everything they did.
Yeah.
And it was easier because I wasn't 6'5".
And who was he hanging out with then? He was hanging out with like Johnny Depp and
No,
all
it was
those
called.
guys?
It was actually called the Pussy Posse.
Really?
Yes, and it was Leo, Q-Tip,
Wow.
Lucas Hans,
Okay.
Toby Maguire, and David
his best friend.
David Blaine.
Okay. Oh my
And,
God.
yeah, and we.
I haven't
all
heard
go
that
out.
name. He hasn't been in any movies lately.
No, he's more of a
Like,
illusionist.
yeah.
But yeah, and we had it was cool because I was part of the crew because I looked
Right.
like part of the crew because I'm not this big gorilla,
Yeah.
but I could always had my
Well,
shield.
you're a good-looking guy.
Well,
so
no,
you,
but I had
you
my
look,
shield.
Yeah.
would just tell them, if somebody came and bothered us, they would like, oh, I'm sorry, officer, and they would leave, So they love that.
They like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was my whole, Leo thing.
And then when you started to bodyguard or do security for Leo, then you started going and doing security for other stars.
Well,
too.
what happened was in '99, because I was with Leo, anybody who was big in '99 wanted me.
Oh, you know the guy that we know together. He was in jail with.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
But so I worked with Alanis.
Okay. How is she to work for?
Awesome.
She's awesome.
Awesome. Michael
She's like such a
Stipe.
cool chick.
Anybody who was big in the '90s, Ben Affleck, all those guys. So yeah, it was all because I was with Leo.
And you did that all through like how many years did you?
I only did that for like a year, but what happened is I did a party. I went to a party,
Right.
and I met this guy named Dylan Sellers, and he's a Brooklyn guy, and he's a producer, and we kind of hit it off right away. And he's like, "Do you play football?" I'm like, "Yeah, I played in high school." And he's like, "I'm doing this movie with Keanu Reeves and Gene Hackman called The Replacements.
Oh, I remember.
Are you
I
interested?"
just watched that movie. That's so
yeah.
funny.
So I said, "Yeah, okay." So the following week, I'm in Baltimore, Maryland, with Gene Hackman and
I love
Keanu
Gene.
Reeves.
I love Gene Hackman. He was such a great actor.
Yeah, yeah. And
He's still alive,
he's
right?
still alive, yeah. And that's how my acting career started.
Wow.
So,
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just kind of felt like you Forrest Gumped it. You
Forrest
fell into
fell
it.
right in.
And then you go throughout the years you were also acting and still
Right.
doing security.
No. I got away
got
from
it.
that for a long time.
So now you're doing okay. So now you're going away from the security, and now you're acting. Now you're getting, you're making your own, making your own bones in Hollywood
Mm-hmm. Right.
and in film. And then what happens? How did you wind up with Kanye? Because that's the big deal with you is you had this whole thing with Kanye, right? We did
Right.
we did a documentary together,
Right.
well, produced
Right.
with you, and
Right.
it's called 15 Days with Kanye.
Right.
And this is the reason. Now, tell me why, how you wound up with him.
Yeah, so, make a long, boring story short, now that I was an actor and I retired from the police department, I just had 3 kids in like 2 years. So I was, sometimes when you're in the acting industry, you wait for your next gig.
Right.
So a friend of mine called me up. He's like, would you be interested in working with Kanye West? You're probably not going to last,
Right.
but would you be interested in working with him? So I said, yeah, fine.
And it was for the Met Gala, right? That
Well,
was the whole
no,
thing?
it was the second time. I worked with him two
Okay.
times. So basically, I go and I meet Kanye, and I was assigned to Kim Kardashian.
So you wound up with Kim, and that's
I
how
was
the whole
assigned to
problem-
Kim.
Okay.
So what happened was,
And how is she? She's nice.
she's awesome. She's awesome.
Yeah, she seems like she's nice. She
Yeah,
seems like
she's definitely cool. And then what happened was Kim comes in, and I go, "Hey, Kim, I'm Steve. I'll be working with you."
And Kanye didn't like that.
Well, I said, I just wanted to let her know who I was.
Right.
I'll be working all week with you for the whole fashion week. And, you need anything, I'm here. So
And
you
that's
don't
how
think
it
I'm
all-
some fucking creepy dude.
Right. That's we're just hanging around you.
Yeah, so that was it.
So
Professional. So then I get not called over by an assistant. And she's like, Kanye don't want you talking to Kim.
well,
I
mean,
said, what?
you are a good-looking dude.
No,
I mean,
thank
but
you,
you are
I'm
being
just- I'm
professional,
trying to be
going
professional.
up to.
I wasn't like,
you weren't
hey,
like
you
flirting,
know.
like, can I meet you later and
Right.
let's get a room
Right.
together? I mean, you weren't
So I
asking
got
that.
reassigned to Kanye.
Well, that's his ego. You're a good-looking guy.
Well, again, I thank you for the comment, but again, it was just being,
Yeah.
I'm sure they work with 1,000 guys, that are
So-
good-looking guys, whatever. But the point was, he had it out for me, and then I started working with him, and then there was a lot of crazy incidents with him and I that were well documented in the press.
and you guys have to watch the documentary to see what happened. But tell him one good story. I like the one with the hotel room.
All right, so make a long story short, he was in the music studio till about 3-4 in the morning, and let's just say he wasn't sober.
Okay.
And we had to go back to the Waldorf Towers. So when we got off the elevator in the towers, I knew where his room was. I knew.
And he clearly didn't know because
So
he was
he clearly
wasted.
decided that his room wasn't that way. It was the other way. So I'm like, listen, I'm not going to.
And he was going- you were fighting with him,
I'm not
he
doing
wouldn't-
this. Right. So I said, all right, let's go to the room. So we go.
Now, is there another bodyguard with you at this time?
No,
Or
it's just him
you
and I.
him?
It's just
okay.
him and
I would just think that he would have a whole entourage of bodyguards. I wouldn't think that he would just have one. That's
Well, I mean, there is when he's outside, but now
just
it's
go into
I'm
his
just walking
room,
him
you
in
just walk him.
for
Okay.
the night. So make a long short of it, we pull up on these two Italian security guys that are protecting this Italian dignitary in the room, and they're sitting outside the
so
guy's
it's
room.
this guy's room,
It's this guy's room.
and he thinks it's his.
Right. So, we start getting into like this yelling match. And he's like, I'm Mr. West. And they have no idea who he is. And I'm like, so again, it
And they
starts
don't
to get,
and they don't speak English. So
and
they
they
know
don't, I
what's
speak
going.
English. I don't speak Italian. So it gets into this big,
Fiasco.
McGilla fiasco. And the security from the hotel comes or whatever. And they're like, oh, no, Mr. Kanye, Mr. West, your room's the other way. And everything
Did
got
he
diffused.
finally-
But I mean, this was an ongoing thing all the time. But with all that being said, they called me back. He recommended me to come back for the Met Gala.
Right.
And that's when the whole thing happened.
And didn't he kind of tell you not to come to the Met Gala too? Did
Well,
he
I
just
mean,
called you-
when
he
I-
called you and said,
when-
"Don't bother showing up."
Well, I was there the whole week. And then when it was time to go to the Met Gala, I had to tell Kim that they wanted like some sort of sports car last minute. And we couldn't get one. We had to go in a regular, in an Escalade. We couldn't
Right.
get this exotic sports car to go to the
my
Met
God.
Gala. So I had to tell Kim. I went up to tell Kanye, but Kim answered the door. So I'm telling Kim that we can't get the vehicle, and as I'm talking to her, who turns the corner?
Kanye.
Kanye.
So he didn't like
So
you
now
talking to Kim
he
at all.
sees
He
me
was
talking to
pissed.
Kim.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, what's up, Mr. West? He walks by, slams the door in my face. So I'm like,
And as a Staten Island
and
or
I know
Queens
as a
or
guy
Brooklyn
that's not
guy,
don't-
you
don't
wanted
really,
to punch
a
him right
guy-
in his face. I'm
right,
sure.
As a guy that's not really
I would've decked him.
work in the fucking as a
Like,
security guy.
you're not doing
I'm just
anything.
doing this for a week to just to pass
Yeah.
time. I'm not like a. So I go
You're doing
downstairs.
this for a job. You're
I'm
not
just
doing this
it
to
right. I'm
hook
not
up with
doing-
somebody.
Right, but I'm just doing it. I'm not even like a regular security guy.
Right.
I was doing it as a favor. They wanted cops, ex-retired cops. So I go downstairs, and I get a call from the head guy that runs the whole security team that I won't be needed anymore.
You're like, what
Oh
the
my God,
hell?
what are you
It was
talking
like
about?
30 seconds later he did that?
Yeah. So I'm like, what are you talking about? So anyhow, they're like, they don't need you anymore. So the next day, the headlines read, ex-Chippendale gets fired for hitting on
And this
Kanye.
was
Kim,
everywhere.
Kanye.
And this was
Not as
everywhere.
one, not just here. I had TMZ at my house every day because then they refused to pay me. So I started doing all these interviews. TMZ, the Sun,
Right.
the UK, China,
That's right.
China,
They didn't want to
Good
pay,
Morning Australia.
and they didn't want to pay you.
So every time they didn't pay me, I did another interview.
Good for you.
So then I got a $30 million lawsuit against me from Kanye and Kim.
And he didn't sign a paper, right? Something he didn't see that.
You're right. So basically, they said I signed an NDA, so I didn't, and it's
Right.
not because I didn't want to. It's because they never gave
Never
us
gave
one.
it to you.
So what happened was they end up calling me, not them. The security guy asked me to sign the NDA and backdate after this and
I was
backdate. I'm like,
fuck
dude,
you.
really?
Yeah, well,
So
come
I'm
on.
like,
Excuse my language.
So
but,
out of nowhere,
that's the
somebody
Brooklyn coming
forged
out
my
in me.
name.
right.
And so anyway, it was all bullshit. It was I didn't get sued for $30 million, and I'm pissed.
And you still didn't get paid.
because I only got $28 million in the bank. So I'm a little, I was a little, just,
But
a
that
little stressful.
let me ask you a question. That did kind of help you in your career, though.
Well, I mean, it didn't hurt, but then the only negative
because
was
no press is bad press.
No, the
Even
only-
if it is bad press.
no.
I mean, it depends.
Absolutely,
on,
that's
depends
why
on
we
what
did
you're doing.
right, and that's why we did the documentary
Yes.
because
And it's
every
a good documentary. You got to watch it. It's
yeah,
really
we
good.
did a great job.
Really good job.
And
And we're hoping to get it on
there's a lot of places. I was just
Soon.
yes.
somewhere.
No, everybody wants it. It's just a matter of I want to deal with the legal
Well, as soon as-
bullshit.
You're gonna start getting cease and desist
Yeah, I'm
from
gonna
him.
say right again.
You're gonna start with Kanye, wake the sleeping lion.
No. But like I said, the only negative that came with it, but that's why we did the documentary,
Yeah.
was everything I did afterwards.
Yeah,
We did a film that's now might be nominated for an Oscar,
that's Monica, right?
Monica, and it's getting won Venice and everything with that. They
And
would
now-
ask me
and
about
now-
Monica, Tell us about Kanye.
Okay.
So it was always
It's an
go back to
opening up. It's an
Kanye.
opening monologue for it. I say I didn't open up with it today. I started with how you began.
So like
I
just
didn't
like
start
this
with
happened, that always happens.
But
so
that's
why
it is an interesting story.
Oh, it
Because-
is totally interesting, and that's why I did the documentary. So now I addressed the elephant in the room. And now it was made, and now if you want to hear about it or see it,
You could see
go
it.
watch the documentary.
And now you have another show that's out on Tubi right now that's
yes.
got great reviews,
Uh-huh.
right? So tell us about the show.
We did a show called Great Kills, which is a town in Staten Island, and it's about a hitman, and it's a mockumentary about a camera crew that follows around a hitman, and it's a dark comedy. It's done as a mockumentary
Right.
style. It's like The Office with a hitman.
It's somebody's following you around with cameras to do
Right, a
hits.
camera crew's following around a hitman.
And I love the title, and it's really the name of the
Right, so
place
it's a
in
double-
Staten Island. So it's really good. It's Great Kills. So it's awesome.
It's a double pun.
So you're like the Fredo of the hitman world. I would say
That's correct.
right.
Right, and they don't respect me because I'm not Italian.
Right.
So, but again, we did really it streamed #1 on
Mm-hmm.
Tubi. We're doing season 2. Eric Roberts is coming aboard, playing himself, which is
And
great.
Bei Ling,
Ling,
right?
and Kathy Moriarty.
I can't wait to meet her. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
to meet her.
so-
She was in Raging Bull. She was
Raging Bull, analyze
when she
that.
was like, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
And
so,
also, and we still got to get our other friend on who was in Analyze That on the show. You should ask Donna
Marie.
Marie. our
Yeah.
friend.
So it's been an interesting. Hopefully I summed up shit in 20 minutes, but it's been an interesting life that I've led. I always say it's very Forrest Gumpian.
Are you excited for the new season?
Yeah, it's just right now, like I said, it's like you see how you guys today getting all ready, pre-production, all this stuff. That's what I'm going through right now. We're going through the pre-production part of it, the locations, locking everything down, getting everybody's schedules, all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, it'll be fun once we get
And
it
how
going.
is it like when you're like I've been fascinated about production. That's why we met, and this is like my second life career that I wanted to always pursue. But how did you get into it, and would you prefer doing production rather than acting? I mean, what is more of your passion?
I'm going to give the liberal answer. I like all three. I just don't like doing all three
At the same
in
time.
the same fucking project. Can I curse? In the same project. If I'm going to produce, I like to produce. If I'm going to direct, I just.
But you're not
direct.
directing this.
I'm not directing this, thank God. And we have James Bernardino, who's a great director. He did films like SLC Punk. It was at one point the highest grossing independent film of all time. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. As long as I'm not doing everything.
Do you feel the character has any part of you in it? I mean, did you feel like that it's based anything around your life at all?
Well, the great thing is it's totally improv. Mm-hmm. So we have the structure of the scene, and then we
That's
just
so funny.
roll. So when it's done well.
And
it's the
everything
best
goes
form of
wrong
acting.
for you because like you're like
everything, right.
You break your hand. You can't use you have to use your left hand to shoot
there's
somebody.
always something, right.
You
So
can't,
it's a dark
you
comedy. It is a dark comedy.
It's a dark comedy.
It's doing well. I mean, IMDb.
You become friends with your hits, and then you
Yeah. It's ludicrous, but that's what makes it fun because it's played so straight.
Yeah.
Which makes it a dark comedy. So so everything's great, and like I said,
It is funny. It
yeah.
is cute.
So we're
and now
excited
I'm gonna be your
Then you will
play a version of myself in it, which will be fun.
Yes, and
Right?
you'll get to improv yet again. We'll be like doing this
Exactly.
right now.
Well, it's just like we'll just be like us in the office when I see you anyway.
Exactly.
When you come in.
Exactly.
Because Steve's my patient. I'm going to tell everybody. She sees, well, you're on my.
I get zero work done. Don't listen to that.
He's just
she
him.
shaves my ass.
I do.
I go for
That's
ass
what I
shaving.
really wanted him to come in for, so I could shave his ass.
Let me
and
tell you,
laser
let's
it.
do another
Let's
toast.
do another toast.
A little
But
ass shaving.
actually, you're coming in tomorrow.
To get my
so
ass
you better
shaved.
bend over. I want to see your ass.
I might even get those. What are they at? I've heard about this. Somebody told me about
bleaching?
an asshole bleach.
You want an anal bleaching?
What is it? What is that even?
Well, we don't do it, but it just it
Can I drink this?
It brightens up your ass, basically. You
don't do anal bleaching?
We don't do anal bleaching. I don't think many people like want to
I know
get
a guy.
into it. Like it wouldn't be like something like
I know a guy
who does. You know a guy who
that
does.
actually had anal bleaching.
And did he like it? How do you feel the process was?
I didn't look. I took his word on it.
Was it one of your strippers friends?
I was actually somebody we know mutually. But with that being said, like I said,
Here's to his ass. Here's to his bleached ass.
To our friend's anal ass, anal bleaching ass. But But with that being said, yeah, I mean, listen,
We sell a
yes,
lot of
I am a
music.
patient. She does a little touch-ups here and there for me, so yes. But yeah,
But
like
he
I
looks
said,
natural though.
thank you.
You
And-
do. You have to look good on camera. You can't look completely frozen because
Yeah,
people
I
are
don't
gonna
like
know.
when people.
And it's so
you
funny
know.
when I see people on camera, I'm like looking at them and going, "Oh my God, do they need Botox so bad?"
Yeah, but you know what? I'd rather see people like that than when their eyebrows look like the
I
Joker.
know. Or like
Yeah,
they look
you know.
kind of look cat-like. They kind of
Right.
look like
They don't move
aliens.
when they
Oh
speak.
my God, that kills me.
Yeah, I'd rather
None of
see.
my patients ever look like that. They all look good.
No, yeah, no, absolutely. But and again,
Well,
the other thing I just want to talk real quick. Like I said, we have a film called Monica. Patricia Clarkson, who's unbelievable, and Trace Lizette,
Okay.
who's the first transgender lead in a film, which I knew.
Here's to her.
Yeah, which I knew was going to do well, and the storyline is great, and it's like a surprise ending. And once we won Venice, it got released in all the theaters by AMC,
Right.
and yeah, I heard it's getting some Oscar. We're hearing Oscar buzz.
What would that do to your career?
It would get
I
me a
mean-
little bullshit trophy.
No, but I mean, it would
No,
get.
no. It would be cool because it just adds prestige.
Well, at least you won't slap anybody on stage. Or you might. Maybe you'll strip on stage when you get the award.
No. Again, it would just be cool. Now I'm a producer of an Oscar-winning film, which wouldn't be the worst thing. You know what I mean? It only helps. So yeah. So I mean, like I said, everything's going
So
well.
good.
And now I'm on Cats and Pudding. So,
I know.
So now my
Unless you
whole
made
fucking
it.
year
You
is made.
totally made it. You got on my show,
on
my
Cats
first
and
show.
Pudding. Yeah.
And when I'm big and famous like you
Yes.
are,
Oh, listen.
like you are, I remember the little
I
people.
can say-
I remember your ass.
I could say
Especially when I bleeped
I
it.
stripped. I was a cop. I worked with Leo, and I was on Cats and Pudding.
There you go.
And fought with Kanye West and got sued for $30 million, and was on Cats and Pudding.
That's it. And it always goes back to Cats and Pudding. It always
and
goes
Pudding.
back. Thank you, Steve, so much for coming and being on my first show. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to work with you on our next project.
It's my honor. I want to wish you luck.
Thank you.
Break legs.
Thank you.
If this is any indication on how you're going to be, I have no doubt it's going to be a success.
Oh, I love you. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This is Jennifer Delandra with Cats and Pudding.